and she kicked the man out, just get me to come back. Oh, no, I keep money around.
Michael, you
have no income. Pay her bills,
money.
electric bill,
Cause you
gas
borrowed
bill,
money from me.
Water bill, for her kids' food.
You ain't never bought my kids a damn thing.
You potentially have a sexual relationship with Mr. Elston now.
No, Your Honor.
A married man.
You deny that?
I have not spoke to either one of them other
But
than
you
to
was sleeping
argue.
with him a week ago. Girl, bye.
This was 2 weeks ago.
I found out on Facebook she had a baby, not pregnant. A pregnancy I didn't never know about.
Until she actually gave birth to the child, you had no idea she was even pregnant?
No idea.
So here's the scoop. Ms. Valentin steps up with a major claim, stating Mr. Jordan, who stands all confident and ready to contest, is the dad of her adorable 3.5-month-old son, Michael Jordan. She believes Mr. Jordan only started denying paternity after she got back into the dating. Grab your popcorn, folks. It's just heating up.
Ms. Valentin, you are here to prove your 3.5-month-old son, Michael Jordan, is the defendant's biological child. You claim Mr. Jordan did not deny your son until you moved on and began dating other men.
Hold on to your seats, people. Mr. Jordan fires back with a strong denial. He's convinced he's not the father, suspecting mischief after stumbling upon a fishy text Ms. Valentin sent to another dude. His doubt is out in the open, folks. Get ready, because there's more where that came from.
Mr. Jordan, you claim you have always known you are not my biological father after discovering a text message Ms. Valentin sent to another man.
Oh boy, did she just go there? Ms. Valentin calls out Mr. Jordan for fibbing about his involvement, reminding him and everyone else how he was there during the pregnancy, right up to cutting the umbilical cord. She's pushing for the truth hard. Stick around. The courtroom's about to get even steamier.
Because this whole pregnancy after birth, you begged me to name him after, and you've been there after he was born. I mean, you cut his cord. So if you want to keep lying in front of this judge, it's gonna cause problems for you outside this courtroom. I suggest that you tell the truth.
Yes, I was there during the pregnancy, but that was because if it was my kid and I wasn't there, then I would feel bad. But if it is my kid, I'd rather be there throughout everything. But I wanted the paternity test from the beginning.
Let's rewind to how this all started. They met on a dating app aiming for just a one-night stand. Ms. Valentin admits she swiped right because Mr. Jordan was just the right mix of cute and ugly. Yup, you heard that right. And oh, it's about to get juicier.
How did you all even meet? How did you get together?
Went on a dating app because I was looking for a one-night stand because that's all it was supposed to be. You know, I was on the dating app and I saw Michael and I swiped right on him and apparently he had swiped right on me as well. I like my man. I like him with a dash of ugly and stuff. And it's like he fit the description. He had a beautiful smile, but he had a little dash of ugly.
Here's where it gets messy. Imagine coming home to find some random guy at your place. That's exactly what Mr. Jordan claims happened. He found another man at Ms. Valentin's house when he dropped by unannounced. The plot thickens, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's next.
Well, I'm knocking on the door, nobody coming. The light's off upstairs. Next thing I see a light come on. Who is this? Somebody with hair like mine came downstairs and she followed behind with a broom. He opened the door. The first thing I asked, who is he? She's like, no, he just here for the kids. He babysitting the kids. I start walking upstairs. Tell me why ESPN playing in her room with messed up sheets. She never watched basketball. Can you even name an NBA player besides LeBron James?
Just when you think it can't get any wilder, Mr. Jordan spills that. Despite all his suspicions, he kept on having unprotected intimate violence with Ms. Valentin, but hit pause on their chats when he caught her texting Pizza King. Yup, that's his nickname for the mystery man. What happens next? It's gonna be a doozy.
After that, I would not talk to her. Then she came to me with a paper, said, come here, I gotta show you something. She showed me the pregnancy test. It was 2 weeks. I wouldn't talk to her because I saw a man over her house. And she kicked the man out, just get me to come back. Oh, no, I keep money around.
Michael, you
have no income. Pay her bills,
money.
electric bill,
Cause you
gas
borrowed
bill,
money from me.
Water bill, for her kids' food.
You ain't never bought my kids a damn thing.
Tears in the courtroom, folks. Ms. Valentin breaks down, accusing Mr. Jordan of playing games and denying their son just to hurt her. She claims he's all over social media, loving up on their son, then turns around and plays the denial game in court. Keep watching, because the truth is just around the corner.
What are you feeling, Ms. Valentin?
Because he's lying and he's doing it to hurt me. He's been in love with my son since he was born. And he has pictures of him everywhere, all over his social media. And he asks me for pictures of him all the time.
So why do you think he's denying him?
Because his friends.
You won't believe this. The DNA results are in. And guess what?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Jordan, you are the father.
Buckle up, Buttercup. The episode kicks off with Judge Lake calling the court to order for a real doozy of a case involving Mr. Hollins' claims he is not the father of Ms. Anderson's 17-month-old kiddo, Chloe. Mr. Hollins is quite vocal about his disbelief in paternity and his disdain for the child support he's shelling out. Ms. Anderson, on her part, is all about getting Mr. Hollins to acknowledge his daddy duties. You won't believe what's up next.
Mr. Hollins, you are demanding DNA test today because you say you are not father of Ms. Anderson's 17-month-old daughter, Chloe. Claimed to be paying support for a child is not yours. Ms. Anderson, you say Mr. Hollins need to step up and take responsibility for his act and his child.
Hold on to your popcorn, folks. Mr. Hollins spills the beans about why he's been a no-show at court multiple times, blaming it on not wanting to fork over the dough for a DNA test solo. Ms. Anderson claps back, listing his string of excuses for skipping court dates like a champ. The air's thick with drama and the tension's just building. Wait till you hear what's coming.
Now, how do you end up paying child support for a child that you say is definitely not yours?
Failed to appear in court because I didn't want to take a DNA test and had to pay for it all by myself.
I offered to go half with Mr. Hollins, but he wanted me to pay the whole, and he never went to court to take the DNA test. He failed to appear 4 times.
Four
right.
times you failed to appear?
No, what happened was,
Oh boy, here it gets juicy. Judge Lake dives into the nitty-gritty with Mr. Hollins about the child support he's been reluctantly paying, to the tune of $62 a month. Despite his reservations about being Chloe's dad, payments are rolling out. Brace yourselves, because the courtroom's about to turn up the heat.
You shall pay child support in the amount of $62 monthly for one child, and then you have to help pay health care expenses. So the bottom line is you were ordered to pay child support and you've been paying.
No, Your Honor, I risked $100 for Hollins.
no, she lying.
Can you handle more? The plot thickens over Mr. Hollins and Ms. Anderson's rocky past, marred by secrets and a Facebook bombshell about another woman expecting Mr. Hollins' baby. This revelation throws their trust out the window and sends their relationship into a tailspin.
One point in time, we was in a relationship. I liked her. You feel me? I was feeling her.
Your Honor, we were in a relationship until another young woman wrote me on Facebook and told me that she was pregnant by Mr. Hollins.
So you were boyfriend and girlfriend?
We were boyfriend and girlfriend.
And you got a message on Facebook. Somebody told you, I'm having a child by Mr. Hollins.
That she was pregnant by Mr. Hollins and that her and Mr. Hollins was in a relationship.
You think that was wild? Check this out. Ms. Anderson drops a bombshell that she didn't even know she was pregnant until the day she gave birth, which she only discovered after a trip to the ER for what she thought was just back pain. This twist adds a whole layer of what the heck to the saga, and the roller coaster isn't over yet. Keep watching.
I found out on Facebook she had a baby, not pregnant. A pregnancy I didn't never know about.
Until she actually
came back,
gave birth to the child, you had no idea she was even pregnant?
no idea.
How is that the case?
I had no idea I was pregnant until the day I had her.
Just when you think it couldn't get more tangled, Ms. Anderson throws another curveball into the mix by admitting there was another man in the picture around the same time as Mr. Hollins. Enter Mr. Williams, another potential daddy contender, stirring the pot without protection. The plot's thickening, and you'll be gobsmacked by what's next.
I went on the internet and I found a conception calendar and I put in when did I get it, because I never was given a date of when I conceived. So I put in when did I get pregnant. They asked for her birthday. When they asked for her birthday, it then took me back to Leo when I had sex with.
The date you were intimate with the other man is what?
March the 30th.
March the 30th.
And now for the grand finale.
It has been determined by this court. You are her father.
Thank you.
Mr. Elston expresses doubts about his paternity, noting distinct differences in physical features between himself and the child, Carson. He emphasizes that the child lacks similarities to his physical traits, which raises his suspicion about his biological connection.
We started sleeping together 2 weeks after we met.
Who else did you have sex with?
My friend's boyfriend. It was on Valentine's Day. We had a threesome. She knew about it.
The baby didn't look like me. He don't have my nose, my ears, my eyes, or nothing.
My unborn child, Carson, deserved their father. So I feel that we need to get this all cleared up.
The tension peaks as the results of the paternity test for 20-month-old Carson are revealed. Mr. Elston finds out he is not the father, which visibly shocks and upsets both him and the audience.
Ms. Elston, you are now here hoping to save your marriage by proving your husband is the biological father of your newborn son, Hasten. Mr. Elston, you recently moved out of your home due to paternity doubts, and you are convinced you are not Hasten's father either.
Ms. Elston introduces a new twist by attempting to prove that her husband is the biological father of their newborn son, Season. The couple's relationship has further deteriorated due to ongoing paternity doubts, leading to Mr. Elston moving out.
Ladarian moved out shortly after Kason was born. He's been having paternity issues since we found out Carson was not his. He started saying that this baby doesn't look like me, he's not mine, and questions about the conception, and he wants to leave his family all of a sudden just because of paternity issues pertaining to Carson.
A heated exchange occurs where accusations fly about past infidelities and dishonesty. The discussion uncovers deeper issues in their relationship, fueled by distrust and betrayal, impacting their current paternity dispute.
When I was at work, I was 3 hours away. She texted me talking about she pregnant. So I was like, I can't leave work just to take you to the hospital. And she was like, that wasn't even my cousin that took me to the hospital anyways, it was my ex.
But we already had, issues from the past. I told him, I was like, well, that was not my cousin that took me. It was a friend. He asked who, and I told him who it was, and I was honest about it. I just did not want no problem in our relationship.
Ms. Stanfield, a potential key witness, is brought into the courtroom to provide her account. The testimony aims to clarify the rumors and admissions surrounding Ms. Elston's fidelity and its impact on the paternity of Caesar.
You potentially have a sexual relationship with Mr. Elston now.
No, Your Honor.
A married man.
You deny that?
I have not spoke to either one of them other
But
than
you
to
were sleeping
argue.
with him a week ago. Girl, bye.
This was 2 weeks ago. When you invited me over there
I didn't
knowing
invite you
he wanted
nowhere.
to sleep. You
No, I did
invited
not
me.
know this. This is
See,
a
I
whole
don't know what
lie.
to believe. They're going back and forth, and it's...
The court delivers the paternity test results for 1-month-old Season Elston.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Elston, you are the father.
As everyone gets comfy, the court kicks off with some serious daytime drama vibes. The announcer throws down the gauntlet with the case of Fernandez versus Butler, sparking immediate intrigue. Judge hits the crowd with a hearty, "Good morning." The audience echoes back like a well-rehearsed choir. Mr. Fernandez steps up, looking all serious because today's DNA test could flip his world upside down. Everyone's on the edge of their seats wondering, what's gonna happen next?
Mr. Fernandez, you and your former fiance, Ms. Butler, say everything rides on today's DNA results. You claim you've evidence that she cheated and another man may have fathered your little girl, Devon.
Things get spicy. Mr. Fernandez breaks it down for the court. Engagement off, ring pawned, and he's out $300 because he thinks Ms. Butler might have played him. The judge's eyebrows go up as she hears about the alleged cheat fest during baby-making season. Ms. Butler fires back, confident as ever, swearing up and down that Mr. Fernandez is the daddy. You won't believe what's coming up.
You called off the wedding, pawned the ring, and lost $300. Now you're suing her for that. Petition the court for a paternity test. Prove you are not her daughter's father. Ms. Butler, although you admit cheating during the window of exception, you say you have no doubt Mr. Fernandez, Divine's biological father.
Hold on to your popcorn, folks, because it's getting juicy. The accusations start flying like pies in a food fight. Mr. Fernandez is all, "She cheated? I pawned the ring because I was mad." Ms. Butler is like, "Nope, it was because you were cheating first." She tells a tale of smelling another woman on him, which pretty much lights the fuse on this drama bomb. Just when you think it can't get any crazier, wait till you hear the next part.
I was frustrated, I was angry. I took the ring back and I left. The ring actually cost about $700. I was only given about $354, Your Honor, for the ring. But
before all that, when we first got together, he already had a girlfriend, so.
I didn't cheat. Okay. Why are we here right now?
You did cheat, and that's exactly why I cheated. But he already had a girlfriend when we first got together.
Oh boy, here's where it gets good. Mr. Fernandez plays detective and catches Ms. Butler red-handed, the cozy pic of her and Mystery Dude. He's not having it and spills the beans right there in court about their not-so-happy home life. They're living together, but not really together, you know? Stick around because what happens next will make your jaw drop.
I found out it took weeks of me pressing it out of her. When I came home, it was just me and her there one day. I see her phone. I paid for the phone, but look, I'm a big snooper. I grab the phone, I look through it, I see her hugged up with a guy, some Gucci man looking guy. I don't think he's black, just, who is this?
You wouldn't have found
see
the
that
picture.
right there, you sneaky.
Fasten your seatbelts, we're diving deep now. Amidst the chaos, Ms. Butler drops a bombshell. She made up the whole latex allergy thing. The judge practically face palms as she unpacks the lies that have tangled up the paternity doubts even more. It's a roller coaster of he said, she said. The judge trying to keep up. Don't go anywhere because the DNA results are up and you're gonna freak.
When did she come clean?
She came clean, it took weeks. Actually, it was several arguments.
And I wore a condom.
You allergic to condoms, right? But you allergic to it?
But I didn't know him.
So you're gonna eat some food that you allergic to.
So wait a minute,
allergic
Mr.
to
Fernandez, your butler is allergic to...
She's allergic to condoms, Your Honor. We never use them. I wasn't even aware because we never use condoms.
To the latex material.
To the latex material.
And now, the moment everyone's been waiting for. The DNA results slide in, and guess what?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Fernandez, you are her father.
I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. What do you mean?
All right, strap in, folks. We're just getting started. The introduction of the case of Brown-Murray versus Murray is presented. The plaintiff, Ms. Brown-Murray, expresses her outrage as her husband accuses her of infidelity while she was serving in Iraq and doubts the paternity of their child. The setting is a courtroom, and both parties appear distressed but ready to state their cases.
Ms. Brown-Murray, first I'd like to say thank you so much for your service to our country. Today you say you stand before me outraged because your husband has accused you of infidelity while serving in Iraq. Furthermore, you claim he now doubts paternity of your child.
Oh boy, here comes the juicy part. Mr. Murray explains his doubts about his wife's fidelity, citing the timing of her pregnancy announcement suspiciously soon after her return. His skepticism is palpable as he questions the possibility of him being the father, based on the timeline of events.
Mr. Murray, you argue that your wife did indeed cheat on you while while serving overseas. You contend that there's no way you could be the father because she announced she was pregnant too soon after returning home.
Hold on to your popcorn. This gets better. Ms. Brown Murray describes the challenging conditions and temptations of military service overseas. She admits to the presence of temptations, vehemently denies any infidelity. She elaborates on her efforts to maintain regular communication with her husband despite the difficulty to reassure him of her fidelity.
I'll be honest, when you're overseas at first, there's gonna be temptations, there's gonna be guys that look good, and there's gonna be guys all around, and you're gonna see guys, but that doesn't mean that you have to cheat and you have to go outside of your marriage. I didn't cheat and I didn't go outside of my marriage, and I know that in the military there's a rule that we can't do that. Skyped with him every day. It was because there was a bomb going off or something. I would have to get in the bunker and for hours and hours.
You're not gonna believe this bit. Mr. Murray shares his fears and insecurities about being alone and his wife's safety and fidelity during her deployment. He mentions the age difference between them, his emotional struggles during her absence, including hearing a real bomb explosion during a Skype call, which adds to his anxiety and doubts. Brace yourselves, because there's more to this roller coaster.
She went overseas the day after Valentine's Day. My birthday is on the 12. My wife is deploying overseas. Don't know if I'm gonna ever see her again. Still gonna have love for me. It's a lot of men on base, younger men. Keep in mind, I'm 22 years older than my wife. So that has a lot to do with my being guilty or bad conscience.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any wilder, the conversation shifts to Mr. Murray's suspicions, being fueled by what he perceives as flirtatious behavior between his wife and a male friend she made while deployed. A young local from the military community had exacerbated these doubts by sharing common but unofficial behaviors of personnel overseas, suggesting infidelity among many.
I met a few people. This apartment complex has 85% of military people either still active or not. And this young boy told me, this is when I really got worried. He said, in the military's world, when they overseas, they have a group of people, and that group got to stay with each other. He said it could be 40 married ladies on base.
Now, for a bit of insider info. A witness, a former member of the military, testifies about the common but unofficial practices among deployed military personnel that often lead to temporary romantic or intimate violence relationships, a phenomenon he refers to as being temporarily divorced. This testimony aims to provide context to Mr. Murray's fears. Keep your eyes peeled. Big reveal is up next.
I don't want to bring any discredit upon the military because the actions of soldiers, they do not reflect the military. You join the military and you're away from home. First thing you can do is cling to people who are around you. You develop a camaraderie. A lot of married soldiers, they would be out. We would go on what they call TDY, which is temporary duty. The unofficial term for it was temporarily divorced.
Ready for the grand finale?
It has been determined by this court that you are her father.
All right, strap in, folks. Ms. Winters comes clean about the juicy drama. Her main squeeze, Mr. Cawley, isn't sure he's the dad of their little tyke, Amoni, because he thinks she's been stepping out. This bombshell is rocking their 6-year love boat, already taking on water from their trust issues.
Ms. Winters, you say you and Mr. Cawley have been together 6 years, but now his paternity denial of your son, Amani, has put your relationship in jeopardy. Mr. Cawley, you claim that out your relationship, Ms. Winters has been unfaithful, and say when today's results prove you are not Amani's father, the relationship is over.
Here's the scoop that'll pop your popcorn. The tension skyrockets as Mr. Cawley dives into a tale of betrayal, catching Ms. Winters in bed with another dude. Despite her defense that they were on a break at the time, this moment is a major stain on their sheets of trust.
Well, what kind of issues from the past?
Betrayal, me catching her in the bed with another guy.
We were kind of broken up and having problems at the time. Before that, I had caught him talking to another girl.
Well, I was away. The moment I got home, I was ready to just flop in the bed. I had been away for a minute. I turned the corner and I see both of them laying in the bed, and the guy was asleep and she was laying there.
I was dressed. We were dressed.
Hold the phone. Mr. Cawley is throwing down the gauntlet, questioning if he's really Amoni's daddy, which leads him to demand a lie detector test. Yep, he's going full Maury to get to the bottom of this paternity pickle. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. It's about to get bumpy.
Mr. Cawley, you're saying because of all of this, you have doubt concerning Amani's paternity. And that's why you petitioned this for a lie detector test. So this court has granted that request. We will have those results in just a moment.
You're not ready for this jelly. As they confess to a merry-go-round of cheating and making up, their relationship looks about as stable as a one-legged stool. They're dishing out the dirty laundry. And boy, does it stink. Grab your snacks, because this gossip buffet is just serving up the main course.
There's still a that I don't care attitude, so still to this day.
Well,
and it just made me feel like it never left, even after we made that agreement.
What's the agreement?
At the beginning of 2014, that we weren't gonna mess around or do none of that crazy stuff no more. it made me feel like it never left because it'd been probably like 2 years since then, and she's still showing that I don't care attitude.
Get ready for the roller coaster drop. The lie detector results start rolling in, and it's a doozy. Ms. Winters scores a point for honesty about not rolling in the hay with the bed buddy, but fibs about other nighttime activities since 2013. Gird your loins. Revelations are about to get juicier.
You know, we have administered that test and we have the results. Ms. Winters, you met with a licensed polygraph examiner and you were asked the following questions. On the day Michael found a man in your bed, did you have sex with him? You said no. The lie detector determined you were being truthful.
Told you.
Here comes the moment of truth. No kidding this time. They reach the climax with the paternity test reveal. Drum roll, please.
Mr. Calling, you are the father.